So now I'm going to talk about how you can get reviews for your books. When it comes to this, I would say that this is where there's a lot of bullshit around on the internet. There's a lot of people claiming that they have this organic way of getting honest reviews from customers. And that is bullshit, okay? I must say that is not true. I mean, if you aren't a famous author, you simply can't, there's no way that you are going to get the needed reviews for your book, the amount of needed reviews for your book organically. And you need reviews for your book because it doesn't matter how good the content of your book is. If you don't get reviews for your book simply won't rank well inside of Amazon. So what happens is your book probably lands on the second or third page of results for the keyword that you are trying to rank for. And as I already said before, people simply don't go to the second and third page of results. So your book, you won't see any kind of sales if that happens. And you really need to put your book in the front page of results, especially on the first 5 results that appears for a particular keyword that you are trying to rank for, so people can easily find your book and purchase it. And the only way that is going to happen is if you get reviews for your book. This is extremely important. And from my experience, people very, very rarely leave reviews on a book. It's rare for people to leave reviews on organically for a book. I've been publishing books for quite a few months now, and the few times that I got reviews, I got a review from someone who left a review of about 3 stars. I got other reviews from people complaining about my books, but now I certainly didn't got the amount needed for me to be able to rank my books well inside of Amazon organically. It's just not going to happen, especially considering that it's important for you to have a 4.5 star rating. Now, there's a lot of talk about people building an email list in order for them to get their subscribers to leave reviews on their book. It might sound like a reasonable thing. It's possible for you to do. Now, if you want to scale up your business anytime soon, it simply isn't going to happen that way, because building an email list is very time consuming. In the first place, you need to learn other skills beyond just being an Amazon publisher, such as building a squeeze page. You need to use special tools for this, such as ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, or another tool out there. In order for you to have a squeeze page, if you don't know what it is, a squeeze page is a single page only meant to capture email addresses. Normally you exchange an email address for a free bribe that you promise to send to people if they give you their email address. So that is a squeeze page. Then you need to have an email service set in place, such as GetResponse or Aweber, so you can send automatically your emails to your subscribers. And then you need to have a decent sized list in order for you to get a nice amount of reviews. It is a lot of work, and it's not something that is that easy for you to do. It is possible, of course, but it's not that easy. And still, if you request reviews from your subscribers, you are still going against Amazon policy. They consider that soliciting reviews, which is something that they don't allow. So when it comes to reviews, I know that a lot of people don't like this, but I do what we call review swapping. Review swapping is basically, it can be you or it can be a virtual assistant. In my case, I just prefer to hire a virtual assistant because that is a very monotonous process. I simply don't want to do that, and it's very time consuming, and I'd rather waste my time doing something more profitable for my business. So what this consists is you go to Upwork and you hire a virtual assistant. I actually did a video quite a while ago, actually a week ago, explaining how you can hire people inside of Upwork. I recommend for you to watch that video where I explain this more in detail. But you go to Upwork, you hire a virtual assistant inside of Upwork, and basically you ask them to do review swapping for your own book. This consists on, I don't exactly know the process that they use, but very probably they go to Facebook. They have other people, other buddies that they have inside of Facebook. They ask their buddies to leave a review on your book, and they leave a review on that person's book. So basically there's an exchange of reviews. Now, A lot of people don't consider this morally right to do, but honestly, if you aren't a famous author, you need to get reviews. If you want to make a business inside of Amazon, you need to get reviews, and this is one of the easiest process for you to get reviews. However, and this is something that I must mention, however, that doesn't mean that the content of your book is crap. You need to still have high quality content inside of your book. Okay, this is extremely important. Otherwise, what happens is, it doesn't matter if you get necessary reviews for your book. What happens is, people start reading your book. Normal customers start reading your book. The content is crap, and people leave negative reviews on your book, which greatly impacts your book, and eventually it stops selling. So you still need to have high quality content in your book. That is extremely important. Now, of course, you need to find a way to get reviews, and this is one way, because you need reviews in order for you to actually rank your book well inside of Amazon. This is a process that I use. A lot of people out there say that they don't do this, but most likely they claim they don't do it, but most likely they still do it, but they just don't tell you that they are doing this. So now I'm going to explain how you can publish your first book inside of KDP. So the first thing that you need to do is log into your KDP account. And one thing that I actually forgot to mention before, but you should already, before you even publish your book, you should already have someone willing to get the reviews for your book if you actually decide to use that strategy to get reviews for your book. So you should already have someone in place to get reviews immediately once your book is published, because sometimes it may take like 2 or 3 days until you are able to find someone inside of Upwork willing to do that work. So you log in and you will see this page over here or something similar, and you want to click on this button that says Kindle ebook, and you just click on this button. You go over here, select language. If your book is in English, you just select English. Then you go to book title, and as the book title, you want to insert your main keyword, the keyword that you want to rank for. So if my book was about yoga and I wanted to rank for that keyword, I would just insert over here yoga. If it was, my main keyword was yoga for beginners, I would put over here yoga for beginners. Okay, so over here you always put your main keyword, and I commonly don't put anything else beyond my main keyword. Some people actually do that, but I don't do that. And over here you want to put a subtitle, a brief explanation about your book. You can put some extra keywords if you want. How to do yoga in your everyday life. Let's say this. So over here in series, sometimes I often use this when I often use this to rank my book for multiple keywords, because even though my book, I want to target my main keyword, this is my main keyword. If I had a book where I'm targeting yoga, I can still rank for multiple keywords. I can rank for other keywords such as yoga for beginners, spirituality, and other keywords. And that way what happens is, when someone is searching, for example, yoga for beginners, they are still able to find my book in the front page of results. And basically what happens is you increase the visibility of your book by doing so. So over here in spirituality, you may take advantage and insert over here another keyword so you can rank for multiple keywords. Let's see, this is a spirituality series that I'm actually creating. This is my first book inside of this series, and this way my book would have a possibility of ranking for spirituality, even though I'm pretty certain that is a pretty competitive keyword inside of Amazon. You can see that it has a huge amount of results, and actually I think this is profitable. This is a profitable keyword. You can easily see, okay, we have over here a book that it has paid in Kindle store way above, but you can see this is, this rankings is just crazy. You can see that most books are doing just, this is the front page, and you can see that in this keyword spirituality, these books are doing just a lot of money. I really say that these books are doing a lot of money. It's just crazy amounts of money that these books are doing. So this is a very profitable keyword, and most likely my book, if I'm a new author, it would be very hard for me to rank for this keyword. But basically what I'm saying is just for you to insert over here other keywords so you can rank for multiple keywords. In author, you want to put your own name if you wrote your own book, or your pen name if you have outsourced your book to someone else. So let's say my pen name is John Smith. That is the name I use over here. First name, last name, once again the same thing over here. And then you pass to description. Now in description, as I already explained, you want to have a good description. You can even include bulletin points, so you basically give a good explanation about what exactly is your book. And you can also insert some extra keywords inside of your description, so you can rank more easily for multiple keywords at once. And you can start with an H2 title, which I recommend, because this makes your first line more bold and enticing and catchy and so on. So learn 5 secrets blissful life. 5 yoga secrets. Let's say this would be my first line, something catchy. I'm not saying this is great. Then you want to put over here some tests explaining what your book is about. Sometimes if you are using a ghostwriter team, they actually provide this information and you just copy and paste it over here. A few bulletin points. You can use the bulletin points by using this specific HTML coding over here, which is exactly this. This is another listing, so you just use exactly this. Okay, use this coding over here. This is your first bulletin point, point 1. Then you just copy and paste it right below. And always make sure that you have in between this UL, and then you need to close this coding over here just like this. And this is what you do. Then this would be point 2, and if you want to do, you can also do another point by using point 3. And basically, these are the when it comes to HTML coding, I just use this. This is basically what I use, the H2 and a few bulletin points, and sometimes I like to go right below and tell people warning or something like that, or the pricing is going to increase anytime soon, so people can move their butt and get my book more quickly. Anytime soon. So I just put over here something so people will actually get my book today, and I'll wait for next week or next month to get my book. So a call to action in the end. Often people don't even read the description, but some people like to read the description before they purchase a book. So if those decide to read my description, they get a good piece of information about what exactly is my book, and also for them to hurry up and get my book, because the pricing is going to increase, and then they can't buy my book at $2.99. Basically it is that. So publishing rights, I just choose the first option over here. I own the copyright and hold the necessary publishing rights. Then over here you want to insert 7 different keywords. You don't want to insert your main keyword over here. What you can do is you go over here and let's say to Kindle Publishing, you insert your main keyword, and you can see right below you start seeing several keywords appearing that you can use as your 7 other keywords that you can use over there. Of course, you don't want yoga free Kindle books, because your book is not free, and I mean, you want to make money. So let's say Yoga Sutras. I think it was Yoga Sutra. Yeah, Yoga Sutra, yoga for beginners. So put keywords that actually make sense, but this is how you can actually find your 7 keywords, or you can even go over here to the main keyword and see other things that people are using inside of their titles and subtitles. You can see, for example, meditation. That probably would be another good keyword that I would try to rank my book for. So a single book, you want to rank for your main keyword, of course, but you can always rank for multiple keywords at once. And that is something that I recommend for you to do, because you increase the visibility of your book by doing so. When it comes to categories, you want to choose the categories that make the most sense for your book. When it comes to this, you can go over here to... Actually, don't want to waste much time with this, but I guess it's self-help. I'm not certain over here. Meditations, that makes sense. Sexual instructions, that doesn't make much sense. Spiritual, that is also another category that makes sense for you to use. So I'm just going to use these two categories. Age and grade. I mean, if you have something pornographic, you probably want to choose 18 inside of your book. You want to choose 18. Normally I just choose 16 and 18 and beyond over here. Minimal grade, I just choose 8th grade and 12th grade over here. And when it comes to pre-order, I never use this option. I really never use this option independently. Some people out there tell you to use it. I don't use it. I just want to immediately just publish my book, start getting reviews from my book, so I can start sooner or later doing some decent money with my book. So then I just press and pass to the next step. Okay, so in the second page, what you want to do is in digital rights management, which is this first option, you can click on this link so you can get more information about what exactly it is this is. When it comes to this, I don't like people to freely share my book around, because of course I want to make money with my books. So I just select the first option, yes. Even though even with this option, people can still share your book, but it has more restrictions. So people just can share it for a short period of time and so on. And you can see over here, I already tested this before because I need to fill this information in order for me to pass to the last step. And what you want to do over here is just upload your book to this section. This is a PDF. You shouldn't use this file actually, but this is just an example. Make sure that your file, the file that you're going to upload over here, is well formatted for Kindle, and this may just take a few seconds. Okay, so once that is done, you can see that you already uploaded. This is just actually an ebook that I have in my computer. It's actually a pretty good book that you should read if you want. The Intelligent Investor, Benjamin Graham. And then a Kindle ebook, you have two options. You can use the cover creator if you still don't have a cover, but I don't recommend for you to use their cover creator because you end up with a crappy cover and then nobody will purchase your book. So you want to upload the cover that you either outsource from Fiverr or the one that you do using Photoshop or another software. So you just go over here to your computer and you just upload it. It just takes a few seconds and you just upload it. Then what you want to do before you actually decide to publish your book, you want to launch a previewer so you can see how exactly your book will look in the virtual format. Okay, so once Amazon has processed all of the information that you laid out, this is you can actually see how it will look on a tablet. Okay, this is how it will look on a tablet, and you can see both devices. Actually, this is also a tablet. So this would be your cover. You can see if everything is good. This is actually not my book, so. But you can see all of this information. I recommend for you to go through all of the pages in your book. I know that it is quite a time-consuming process, but you want to make sure if everything is right, if everything looks nice inside of your book, if people can easily read the content inside of your book. And once everything is done, you just go back to book details so you can continue to the next step. So you go right below and you press save and continue. Okay, so in the last page, the first option is KDP Select Enrollment. I always check this option because I want to enroll in their program because I get a couple of really useful promotions that I can use for my books, such as the 5-day free promotion that I always use for my books. Now, one of the disadvantages of using this enrollment is that you can publish your book in other platforms besides inside of Amazon. But I mean, Amazon is one of the biggest online bookstores and has one of the biggest online bookstores in the world. So it's not a great problem that you have over there. So I just enrolled inside of this program. Then territories, I just select all territories because I want to use all of the platforms that belong to Amazon to promote my book. Then you have royalty and pricing. Now over here, normally people do quite a confusion when it comes to this. You have two different royalties. You use the first royalty during your first week when you set your book. So the process is like this. During your first week, you set your book at $0.99. And the reason why you set your book at $0.99 during your first week is because you want to get some initial sales to your book so you can boost the ranking of your book and get your book in the front page of results, but also because you have someone who is going to do the review swapping process and you want to get a couple of cheap reviews for your book. And the fact is, once you set your book at $0.99, you can only get a 35% of royalty when it is set at that pricing. Now, during my first week, I normally get about 20 reviews for my book, and then in the second week, I set the 5-day free promotion where I get another 20 or 30 reviews for my book. So basically, that is the process that I use. And once this 2 weeks have passed, I just set the normal pricing. I just set at 70% royalty, and I set my book at $2.99. Over here, $2.99 has a pricing. So initially, you just want to set your book at $0.99 so you can get some initial sales and also some initial sales and some cheap reviews for your book. Okay, so that is exactly what I use. Matchbook, this is an option that I don't use. Book landing, this is an option that you may want to use so you can allow people to land your book. This is an option that I just use for my book, okay? And you can read more details over here. So once this is all done, you have set your pricing, you have made sure that everything is right, you just publish your Kindle ebook. And normally, if this is your first book, it might take a bit more time for them to accept your book and for your book to appear inside of their platform. After a while, it just takes about 8 hours or something like that, and your book will be published inside of Amazon.